Hello there, welcome to Retro Rewind. I'm Scotty, you're not. In this video, we are talking about Witches of Pennbrook, an episode from Season 5 of Boy Meets World. There were at least a couple other Halloween episodes, but this is the one I always go back to. Much like with Home Improvement, this is the one I always go back to, and also it fits in with the last video I did, because Matt Lawrence is in this episode. He's actually part of the show at this point. Starting in Season 5, they introduced... I've talked about Boy Meets World before on the show, so you should know what it's about. But in Season 5, they introduced the character of Jack Hunter, the half-brother of Sean Hunter, who's been in the show since the beginning. Sort of to further Sean's development on the show. And this episode is more so... It's also to give Eric a best friend character, someone he can work off with, because he had storylines, but he needed a bit of a change, and this worked. He had a friend in the early seasons, Jason Marsden, played by Jason Marsden, but then he left to do other stuff, and they kind of, the storylines. But in this particular episode, a new woman has shown up on the college campus where Eric Jack and even Sean live. Well, it's an apartment building. It's not really an apartment building. And her name is Millie, and she's played by Candace Cameron Bure. But it turns out, or Candace Cameron at this point, turns out she's actually a witch, and she's doing this for other means. So yes, this episode is good, but it's not as good as the one that's always associated as a Halloween episode. And that is, And Then There Was Sean, which actually debuted in February and was not a Halloween episode. It was just a very horror-centric episode, but it's not a Halloween episode. It's also the better episode, and it's also my favorite episode of the series, which I'm gonna have to watch at some point, but I always watch it on Halloween time. But this is still good, Still remember some of the quotes. Hello, nobody home? Goodbye, pants. But yes. So the episode starts with Jack and Eric. They're gonna go out to a club, and banging again. That banging noise did not happen the whole time I was watching this, and now I'm recording it, and people wait to make noise out there until I'm starting to record like that. It's like they know, right? Club. Jack, much like me, is not much for clubbing, going out, he's nervous around women and stuff. And then they meet their new neighbor, Millie. Like I said, played by Candace Cameron. And her and Jack hit it off, and Eric goes to Old Dooley's himself. But there is a funny joke. This is where he comes back, and in my home, no, goodbye pants. It's three guys. He's in his underwear, boxer shorts, But he sees that Jack and Millie are out on the balcony, which Millie seems to be obsessed with, and kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge as to why, what's going on here. But, yeah. There's a subplot in this episode that feels out of place. And it's weird because it's a Corey subplot. Corey, who's the main character of the show, has the subplot. He and Topanga are going to Pittsburgh to visit her parents. And other than going through the car ride, instead of going there in a car, Corey decides they're going to fly from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh. It can't be that far away. She walked all the way there. Right? And yeah, the long walk to Pittsburgh, right? Two-parter. She walked all the way there, and her parents did not call to see if she showed up there. I don't know. That's an episode. But yeah, they're taking a plane. It's Corey's idea. And the whole thing with this is that this guy, Dexter Jorgensen, who's flying the plane, turns out was a classmate of Eric's. In fact, Eric tutored him. Yeah, I don't think you want to be on that plane. Even Corey calls Mr. Feeney, who's the B plot. The C plot is he's handing out candy. It connects to the A plot, but Corey calls him and it's like, I need you to look up Dexter Jorgensen, your student files. He goes, Mr. Matthews, those files are private. I gotta tell you about, well, he's flying my plane. Although, don't get on that plane. Or, he's my pilot. Well, don't get on that plane. Mr. Feeney, I love you very much. Corey, he'll be fine. And then, when Hazel points out, oh, the Penn guy lost you too. And no, he's helping her fly. And she's like, well, he didn't make jokes when I told him I was afraid of flying. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid of flying. And if someone says, oh, come here and you can try to fly the plane, that'll help you out. No, I wouldn't make anything better. That'd make it worse. That would make it worse. Definitely make it worse. Definitely gotta make it worse. Definitely. I don't know. It just. Meanwhile, back in the A plot, because that's really how far the B plot goes. That's it. Back in the A plot, the guys are gonna go up the Rocky steps, and this is the first time watching the episode that I got it. When they said Rocky steps, for some reason, I thought it had something before this viewing. For some reason, I thought it had to do with the Rocky Mountains, and then like the Rocky steps. I'm like, Rocky Mountain? No, wait, they're in Philadelphia, in Rocky Mountains, and then I realized. Rocky steps. Oh! Like Rocky Balboa. Right. But Millie shows up and Jack decides not to go. Flimsy, but, you know. Yeah, but, you know. Eric is trying to tell him that something is up, you know. But, and also then, excuse me, man. Whoo-wee. Ugh. Yeah, I almost exploded there. I'm going to blow up. Boom. I'll be self-destruct before your very eyes. And then... Anyway, itch. So, Eric tells him, you know, he doesn't trust Millie, and Millie's my girlfriend, and she has a key now. And when he goes out to talk to her, or he walks in on her, or out on her, she's on the balcony, and he walks out there, and she is talking, communing with Satan, basically. And says, oh, I knew it, you're a witch, and she says, Jack is very important to me. And then Jack comes out, and she slaps Jack in the face, or she slaps Eric in the face, and accuses him of kissing her. And Jack just runs to her side. And I'm like, you're not even going to get an explanation? Like, I don't know. The writing on this show was usually decent. This feels like he has to choose her because the plot says so. Like, he's lived with Eric for a few months now. A couple months, at least. And he should know Eric pretty well at this point. He should know him, you know. But she says he tried to kiss me. The guy who has been verbally telling you that she's no good, that she needs to leave. You know, that Jack should break up with her. Yeah, he kissed her. Jack, you're the smart one. You should know she's bullshitting you, man. But no, he has to be stupid because the plot says so. And Millie's apparently moving in. There's something. She had a problem with her roommates. It's a lie. She just wants to get closer to what's going on. And so they're moving stuff in. And he's like, well, the cauldron. You know, other stuff. And then even Sean is like, by the way, Sean is just there for the episode. He doesn't have anything to do with the plot, really, other than he's a hunter. He's just there. We're going to get to the specifics of this spell, is what they're going to do. But yeah, it's like, oh, she's not a witch? I thought she was. You know, all the others. I do like when he comes out and he's like, hey, Rosemary, how's the baby? I don't know, it makes me laugh. Hey, Rosemary, how's the baby? Which is a nod that he's a horror movie fan, so there's that. Yeah. So Eric leaves, and that's when he goes to talk to Mr. Feeney. Now, Jack realizes that something else is going on. He talks to her. He's like, after Sean says something, he's like, are you a witch? He's like, I am. You know. And then later when he talks to her, she's like, I am not Millie. I am Ushkar. He's like, Millie, I think we should break up. I'm not Millie anymore. I'm Ushkar. Whatever, evil, whatever. Ushkar, I think we should break up. And so they strap Jack and Sean to the banister because they need the blood of a hunter to complete this satanic ritual. Now, Jack is only a half hunter. Sean is full hunter. So I think, technically it'd also be half, but I don't know. I guess I don't know how that works, but if you're going by the hunter bloodline, I don't know how that works either, because the moms are the issue here. I guess they both work as hunters, I don't know. But they say a light's going to go through this crystal thing, it's going to kill both of them, and it's going to give them whatever powers. I didn't listen to why. But here comes Eric. Here comes Eric. He's been there the whole time apparently. He didn't do anything to stop this. And he says he's got something to stop it. It's like witchcraft for dummies or something. This is a joke. The Chucky movies use that. So, and he gets hit in the butt with it. Now, so he's like, oh, I have this. And he pulls out the Bridges of Madison County. Here's the thing. Earlier in the scene, when Mr. Feeney is giving out candy, by the way, the little sister, who at this point was the girl from Tower of Terror, again, review is not on the channel yet, but they had two different Morgans, but she's dressed in a pink dress like a princess, and all I can think of is that she looks just like Sally Shine from the movie. This was 98. No, this was 97. This was around the same year. They knew what they were doing. Put her in a pink dress. But during this, Mr. Feeney is handing out pocket thesauruses and candy. And he gives one to Eric. Why can't I remember the name? He gives one to Eric. So it would have been funny and added the continuity where I'm going to use this. A pocket thesaurus? No. This. Witchcraft for dummies or whatever. But it's Bridges of Madison County. I don't know. I think it would have been funnier with the thesaurus because we knew he would have it at this point, right? But the thing hits him in the butt. It doesn't do anything. And then he rescues Jack, but not Sean, and they leave to go to some other Halloween party. All the witches leave. We never see Millie again, but that's fine. She was just a one-episode character. Yeah. And then the credits, so there's a credit scene. Sometimes there's a scene during the credits. And in there, Eric is dating someone, and it turns out to be Sabrina, the teenage witch. Melissa Joan Hart, Sabrina the teenage witch. And, and we see that she turned Sean into a frog, probably because he hit on her. And this is interesting because the very next episode, No Guts, No Corey, was part of a night-long TGIF crossover that starts with Sabrina and ends with Teen Angel. I want to cover this eventually, so I'm not going to spoil anything. But this sets up that Sabrina exists in this universe. And then we have that. Yeah, so... So maybe that's why, because we're kind of filming this stuff. I don't know. But, yeah, this is still a fun episode. I still like, and then there was Sean better. I know it's not a Halloween episode, but a lot of people associate it with it. But, you know, it's fine to go back and watch this. Oh, I want to talk about a scene earlier on in the movie. I forgot, or in the episode, where Eric is watching a Halloween horror marathon. And it's one of the things, and then she comes through the door. That's like finds out she has a key. But he's watching what says Halloween Part 9. So Rob Zombie's Halloween. He's watching Rob Zombie's Halloween. Like 5 years before it came out. No, more than 5 years. 2007. Almost 10 years before it came out. 10 years before it came out. Because that's part 9 of the Halloween movies, right? Rob Zombie's Halloween. Right? Because if H2O is 7, Resurrection's 8, Rob Zombie's Halloween is 9. So, yeah, he's watching Rob Zombie's Halloween 10 years before it came out. Eric can see into the future. I don't know, I just had to point that out. Because it hit me. I'm like, oh, part 9. Wait, that'd be Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's right there, too. It's a joke on all the horror franchises having long longevity. At that point, though, in 97, there wasn't even 7 of them yet. There was only 6. Because Halloween H2O wouldn't come out till 1998. So there was only 6 of them at that point. They could tell the future there would be at least 9. Then there's 10, 11, 12, 13 Halloween movies. I'll be covering one, by the way. Halloween 3. On Halloween. Look forward to that. I'll have a special guest with me to do it. Also, Friday the 13th, part 3, coming up on the 13th, Friday. Also, I do believe that something else is coming out today that I'll be checking. I don't know. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me comment below, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, Rosemary, how's the baby?